Right. Let's do this. I want to start with a quick little song just to get my energy up. And also just because I've never looped the opposite way. And this is going to be a challenge. Challenge. Hey man, do you have a question on your mind? Then you can come here and write a line in the comments, and then I'm gonna give my best to answer your question, because that's just what I do. I answer questions, I answer your questions, yeah. 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 There you go. Question 1. How do you write something? You hit write, and then you select the storage that you want to write to, and then you hit write again, and then you saved whatever you had there, like questions, I answer your questions, yeah. I answer questions, I answer your questions, yeah. I answer. Yeah. Okay, let's start. Hello and happy Easter to you. Now, since my most watched video is the one where I explain the settings of the RC-505, a lot of people are commenting there with their questions that they have about this looper. And most of the questions I'm able to answer in a one-liner comment, but some questions need a little bit more of an explanation. So I decided to make a video where I answer frequently asked questions. Let's do it. Let me see. All right. So, question 1. The question about tempo range. Yes, I actually did not talk about that in the settings video. What tempos are possible? Right. So, let's have a look in here. I usually use around 100 to 120. And the maximum is 250 beats per minute. The minimum is 40 beats per minute. Now, I personally don't have a problem with that. I usually use just 120 all the time and it's fine. But there are people who are annoyed that the range is not larger. Like, as soon as you go to the 126, you can't double your speed anymore, right? However, there are tricks on how you can still do that. Simplest one being that you just start with half the tempo. So if you wanted to start with 126, you just go with 63 instead, and then you can double it to 126, right? If you want that effect. When doing that, you can also change the beat from a 4/4 to an 8/8, 8/8, and then you basically have the same effect. Look how quick it goes. It's just constantly lighting up. Of course, if you then want to double again, it's again not working. And yes, I see how that can be limiting and how you might wish that it could just go up to 1,000 beats per minute. But yeah, we gotta work with what we have, really. I'm pretty sure there's another hack that you can do. You would need a second loop station. Next question. How do you use undo and redo? Well, that's loop station basics. Here we go. Now, if I record something here, something here, something here, something on top, something on top, and I don't like the something on top, then I can go to undo, then it will blink green. Now I'm in the undo menu. And if I hit it, then it undid the things. And then I hit that undo redo button again, then I'm out of that menu. And now something here, the overdub is gone again. If I want to get it back, I can enter the menu again. It blinks red because that means it can redo this. And then it's something on top, something on top. Wow. Amazing, right? Of course, that works with all the tracks, all the track. I go in here. it says for all the tracks, oh, I can undo stuff here and then I undo stuff there. And then they're gone again. Because if they never overdubbed something, then undoing what you recorded means that you delete it. And here the difference is you can't get that back. That you need to be aware of. That is a difference here. However, that can also be helpful because when I record something and I'm like, oh shit, I fucked up now, I have two possibilities. I can go here and be like, stop, but then I have to press that button for a long time. So what I learned is I just record and then I'm like, undo this, and it's gone. So that's a lot quicker. Of course, it still records to the loop end, but then it automatically deletes it. But that's the same with the stop. It also records back to the loop end and then it will stop. You might have seen me do this quite a lot, like undo, button, undo. That's one of the things that I press most because I fuck up a lot. Yeah, but that's how you use undo and redo. Second question. When I finish a beat, blah, 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 and so on and so on. Yeah. Okay, yes. So you have something recorded here like... And what you're asking is, if I put effects on that, can I re-record it on that track? The answer is yes, but only with certain effects. Those certain effects being the 4 track effects. Beat repeat, beat shift, beat scatter, and vinyl flick. I'm in the process of making a video where I explain those 4 effects, but that just takes forever. Gotta be released at some point. And so to demonstrate what you wanted to know, I can be like... And now that's on there. Now I just have my snare here on this track. And then same thing with vinyl flick. That's how you do that. Just apply the effect and you hit the record button or the overdub button. But again, only with those 4 effects. If I had a filter, that doesn't change anything here. Would be a very nice feature, yes, but unfortunately that's not how this works. You would again need a second loop station for that. Next question! Is it possible to have more than one measure record count in? Ah, excellent question. The answer is no. If no, is there a workaround? Excellent question. The answer is yes. The common way to go about it. In the rhythm settings, there is a thing called rec count. Yes. And the rec count you can set to 1 measure. Doesn't do 2 measures or 3 or 4. It's just 1 or none. So what that means is it will count me in for 1 measure. 1. Now I'm recording. Yeah. Now I'm recording. Yeah. Okay? Now, if that is not long enough and you want more than this 1, 2, 3, 4, then one easy possibility is to once again just start with like half the tempo, such that your 1 measure suddenly becomes 2 measures. But if that still doesn't get you to where you want to go, if it's still not long enough, like if you want, say, 4 or something more odd, like 3 measures of count in, then there's another trick. However, you need 1 free track to do that. And it goes like this. First of all, you say rec count in is off again, because we're gonna do it manually. Then you're gonna use 1 track to be the length that you want your count in to be. So for instance, I want it to be, say, 3 measures. Why not? 3 measures, please. Another trick with holding stop and play, you can create an empty track that has your set measures now. And then you want to set this one, as well as the track you want to record on, to single play mode, which means only one of those tracks can play at the same time. Now, that still doesn't help us anything. We're still not counting in properly. We also need to change the setting that can be found in the memory settings, the single play setting. Instead of immediate, we want to set it to loop end. So only once this ends its loop will this start to play. And that's the same thing with recording, only if this starts to play, this will start to record. So let's demonstrate the 3-measure count in. Start the 3 measures. And I have my 3 measures now. I can set the rhythm on if I want to. And now we're recording. And that's how you make an arbitrary length rec count in. Yeah. Next question. My loop button needs to be hit harder. What do I do? An easy fix. Alright, so if your button is broken, or if anything is broken at your loop station, one easy way, again, to solve it is to get a new one. But you don't want to just get a new one. This is a waste of money. You might not have the money for that. So if any of the buttons on your loop station is broken, you can replace it with any other button. All right, I need to precise that a little. It's not any button. You're quite limited on which buttons you can assign. Because in fact, the only things that you can use is the input effect knob, the track effect knob, then the rec dub knobs here. And that is interestingly different to the play stop buttons, which are the same buttons, but the functionality is different. Let's pretend, as in your example, that your 5th loop button needs to be hit too hard or is broken. Or for whatever reason, this button does not work properly. So I want to be able to hit that button without actually hitting that button. What do? I go into my memory settings, all the freaking way to the right. Yes, because all the way at the right, there are the assignments. You have 16 assignments that you can use. So as soon as more than 16 buttons broke at your loop station, you might want to get a new one. So you pick on one of the assignments and you set it to on. Okay, now it's active. Sweet. Now we need to say what it does. We need to say, what's our input? What button do we want to press instead? I don't want moment, I want toggle. Because it's a button, you toggle that. It's not a from 0 to 100, it's a yes or no kind of thing. And what you want to adjust, you can set with the target. And what you want to adjust is the play track 5. So my track 4 button will toggle my track 5 button. Let's see if that actually works. This button does not work properly. This button, it does. And so whenever I want to hit this button, I just hit this button instead. It's not ideal. Maybe it would be better to just get a foot switch, plug that in, and use the foot switch instead of your broken button. You can also do that with the assignments. Just select the control 1 as a source. Or you use a MIDI thing, then you can use those things here. The CCs. You can do a lot of things with those assignments. Not only if your button is broken, but also just if you want additional features. But yeah, I hope that this FAQ was helpful for you. If you have any more questions, put them in the comments below and I will make another FAQ video for you. Otherwise, you can just check out all my videos that I make about the loop station. I'm trying to upload one a week. Also, each Monday, I do a live show with my loop station. So if you want to check that out, Monday evening, go be there. Of course, you can subscribe and hit the bell. And if you have too much money, you can support me on Patreon. That would be very nice of you. But you don't have to. I'm just trying to be helpful. I'm trying to answer as many questions as I can. So again, just leave your questions below this video or below the one with the settings or the effects or anywhere where I can read it. And I will make another FAQ video as soon as I have questions to answer. Until then, make your backup. And happy Easter. Questions, I answer your questions, yeah.